All right, we're back on there. Just in case you didn't notice, I am Paul Demain on this Tuesday, August 4th edition with this roundup of news from Indian Country on the Native News Update. These stories and others can also be found at our website at indiancountrynews.com or indiancountrytv.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other news wires and other Native news sources. And so, the North Dakota reservation where federal prisoner Leonard Peltier grew up has made arrangements to incorporate him back into society should he be paroled, Peltier's attorney has told the media. Peltier is serving 2 life sentences for the execution-style deaths of FBI agents Jack Kohler and Ronald Williams during a June 26, 1975 shooting on South Dakota's Pine Ridge Reservation. He was convicted in Fargo, North Dakota in 1977. He has claimed the FBI framed him, which the agency denies, and unsuccessfully appealed his conviction numerous times to numerous court levels. Defense attorney Eric Seitz said the representative of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa spoke at Peltier's first full parole hearing in 15 years last week in a Lewisburg, Pennsylvania federal prison. The hearing was not open to the public. John Trimbach said his father, Joseph, an FBI agent who was at Pine Ridge in 1975, read a statement at the parole hearing opposing Peltier's bid for freedom, telling Peltier directly, "Healing is possible only if you acknowledge your guilt, ask for forgiveness, and show remorse for the terrible crimes you committed that day." Drew Wrigley, U.S. Attorney for North Dakota, provided a 17-page letter to the hearing officer in which he said Peltier is simply an unrepentant, violent, and armed criminal who is a continuing danger to the public welfare. Longtime animal rights activist Bob Barker is calling for a tourism boycott of the eastern band of Cherokee Indians because the tribe allows bears to be kept in pits as an attraction. Barker met with the tribe's principal chief, Michael Hicks, last week. The Asheville Citizen-Times reported that the former game show host said last week that the Western North Carolina will feel economic repercussions if the treatment of bears doesn't improve. Hicks says he's appalled by Barker's behavior. Hicks says the businesses have complied with tribal law and federal standards. Barker and the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals have promised to continue their fight to free bears in Cherokee's 3 roadside zoos. All are privately owned. Farmington, New Mexico plans to sell water to the Navajo Nation through a $6.2 million pipeline and water tank funded by the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation. City Attorney Jay Burnham says that under the agreement, Farmington would provide up to 6 million gallons of water daily, plus an additional 2 million gallons daily if the tribe requests it. He said the city is building the $3.9 million pipeline and $2.3 million storage tank on behalf of the Bureau of Reclamation. The agreement between the federal government, Farmington, and the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority is part of the Animas-La project. A member of the Federal Communications Commission says it might be a while before some American Indian tribes get broadband technology into their communities. Michael Kopp says the tribes that have the technology are, quote, some of the luckier ones, unquote, but he hopes that others can benefit from the $7.2 billion the government is investing in broadband aid for the entire country. Kopp spoke at the Indian Telecommunications Initiative workshop in Rapid City, South Dakota last week. Archaeologists say a dig near the historic San Gabriel Mission in California has turned up pieces of an old grain mill, pottery, and other artifacts that may be 200 years old. The finds were also announced last week. Crews have been excavating in an area near the mission east of Los Angeles for about 2 weeks. A trench needs to be built for train tracks, and an archaeological survey is required before that work can begin. The mill was built in 1823 and used by local American Indians to grind corn. Also found were pottery, roof tiles, and food remains dating to the 1770s that could help researchers draw a better picture of how priests and the Native Americans in the community lived side by side. Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs Larry Echohawk today announced that he has named Donald Del Lavadeur to the post of Deputy Assistant Secretary for Indian Affairs effective July 29th. Lavadeur is an enrolled member of the Crow Tribe of Montana and ties the Bundles clan with ancestry from the Little Shell Tribe of Chippewa in Montana. Lavadeur comes to Indian Affairs after having been instrumental in pushing the Crow Tribe to endorse Senator Obama in the primaries for President of the United States, as well as serving on the American Indian Policy Advisory Council for the Obama for American campaign. Since the year 2006, Lavadeur has served as Chief Legal Counsel for the executive branch of the Crow Tribe, where he expanded and managed the Office of Legal Counsel and served as a senior advisor to the chairman, the tribe's top elected official. He also has held judgeships with his tribe and other tribes, including Chief Justice for the Crow Tribe Court of Appeals, Justice for the Pasquayaqui of Arizona Court of Appeals, Chief Appellate Judge for the Havasupai Tribe of Arizona, and Appellate Judge for the Keweenaw Bay Indian Community of the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. And that is the latest edition of the Native News Update. We thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast and you for joining with us right here again and again. You have a great day.